fashion, music, wellness.
And don't forget sex.
Mostly sex.
If it's trending, they'll be talking about it. Trend Radio is right here.
And right now, I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. Good morning, Elise.
Good morning.
And how you doing, Big Al?
I'm doing great.
Good.
He's always great.
Oh, do we have a good show for you today?
Of course we do, because it's us.
We have a story that is very close to Al's heart.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's always.
Okay.
Never be surprised.
It's either about Anthony or me.
Mostly about him, but sometimes it's about you.
True.
Okay. So what is it, Anthony?
Well, according to science, men's penises are getting bigger.
Really?
Yes.
And this has to do with Al?
Well, they call him Big Al. I thought maybe that had...
Now, let me just ask you something before you actually get into the scientific information here. Is it because of all different kinds of unnatural hormones, surgeries, that kind of thing? Is that the reason?
No.
Okay. So what is the reason, sir?
Well, I can tell you now or I can tell you later.
I always want to know now.
Okay. It actually has to do with the type of survey that was performed.
Ah.
That's what I think.
Oh, okay. But what is it really?
Okay. I'm going to tell you.
You tell me.
Alrighty. There was a 2016 study conducted by King's College in London.
Okay.
And they found that the average erect penis measured just a bit over 5 inches in length.
We actually had, a discussion about this some shows ago.
Yes.
About a survey, and that's what they said as well.
Yes.
Yes.
And that survey was done by a condom.
I thought that was from Sweden.
Yes. There was
a condom company in Sweden. Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Now, here's another condom company named Skin.
Oh, okay.
And this year, 2017, to elevate men's numbers, younger men, that is between 18 and 34,
okay,
they're measuring a little bit larger.
Is
than
that
some
because
of the older men.
they're using a different measuring tool?
Well,
is it something so that they can sell their condoms? Are they making their condoms smaller and saying that you need a bigger condom because you're bigger? Are they doing that so that they'll jack up sales?
well,
Just wondering.
this is what I think.
What do you think?
I think older men are either getting smaller because they're shriveling up, or they're getting bigger because they're sagging so low down there.
Wow.
That's what I think.
Okay, so this is an older man survey now?
No, this is a younger man survey.
Okay, so then that has nothing to do with it. The older men have nothing to do with it.
I was just thinking that's my own thoughts on why the...
I guess as we age, dear, we start thinking about those kinds of things.
I have never thought about little Anthony once. And don't let his nickname fool you. All right, anyway.
Oh boy. I can't believe you.
What?
All right, go on.
All right. So the sex survey carried out by Skin reveals that the size is significantly bigger for millennials.
Okay, is it the milk?
No, the milk is the boobs. They're drinking the milk.
I just meant the babies
boobs.
are drinking the milk. I was just wondering. It was a good question.
Well, this investigation has estimated the average penis size for 18 to 34-year-olds is around 6.1.
Really? So it went up an entire inch?
Yes.
According to this study.
According to the study.
Wow.
But it could be millennials are more, they're younger.
Yes.
Have more raging hormones.
Yes.
They're younger. They're not on blood pressure
said younger
medications.
already, and I guess you'll say they're younger again.
No
Yes.
blood pressure medications. No ED issues. Maybe they're not smokers.
I guess it depends on who's being Surveyed. You're right.
That's right. It's like who's zooming who. Now, the King's College Survey, they had a larger sampling. They had over 15,000 men.
Wow.
And skin survey results were reportedly taken from only 3,000 sexually active adults, and the results were gathered from forms filled out online.
Wow.
So, one conclusion could be that men are evolving as partners selected for size and appearance.
Okay.
Or another possibility is that these guys are straight up lying about their dingling size.
I don't know that they would necessarily be able to do that. If they're doing a survey and they're working with somebody, isn't there somebody testing this, checking it out for?
Well, in the King's College Survey, they had a larger sampling. They had 15,000 men.
Yes. So the average on that 15,000
was 5.1, and then the condom survey was only done with 3,000 people and was not done in a college. It was you filled out a form online. So did you measure correctly,
or did you just
exaggerate a little
jack
bit?
it up a bit? No pun intended.
But if it's 5 or 6, it really doesn't matter. And this is
You're absolutely right, because it really doesn't matter. An inch is not going to do anything anyway. It's what you do with the inch.
Well, I always thought like if you can pinch an inch, that would be the difference between ooh and ah.
If you're pinching an inch there, it's going to be ouch.
I guess. Well, conversely, according to an Australian study done about a year ago, size does matter.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's true, Elise.
Okay.
That is true. I can tell you. It does matter.
Okay.
But only as...
And why are you telling me that?
I just know.
You just know?
I just know.
You know.
And
Tell me how you know.
It's only part of the overall package is size. Women also notice things like shoulder width, torso size.
Absolutely.
Biceps, the back of your legs.
Absolutely.
That
is true.
Women
And so
watch you
size,
walk away.
yeah.
They're looking at your buns and they're looking at your legs.
As you're
your
looking
calves.
at and men are looking at women's.
Yeah.
So size does matter.
Yes. So
With a lot of different things.
But
in
overall-
that area, overall, that amount isn't going to make a difference.
That's right. I agree with you. Guys, just don't worry about it. The best thing you can do is simply get very, very good in bed.
Yeah.
And quality always triumphs over quantity.
Always.
Well, yes. And that's what all the guys with little ones say. It could be true. I don't know. Okay, so whether you got a big one or a little one, Elise says it doesn't matter.
You know what? What matters is how you use it. And what matters is what you do with it, honestly, sexually.
Well,
so there you have it.
Well, it seems as though what you do with it, according to a new survey, there are some very popular sex positions.
But what's the most popular sex position,
Alrighty.
according to this survey?
Okay. Well, you've heard of a little thing called the Kama Sutra?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, somehow you find your way into that deep, dark bowels of the internet. That's where Lisa and I go. And because we've talked about them, there are countless wild sex positions
Absolutely.
that you don't even know they existed.
That is true.
Okay.
That is true. It's like sometimes our mouths are like blown away.
Yes,
Literally.
my chin hits the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
More often than not. But what's the
Ever-
most popular? Come on.
Just calm down. Calm
Come
down.
on.
That's the
can do it.
climax. We're not getting to the...
Ah.
Okay. Ever heard of the slippery nipple?
Yeah.
How about the glowing triangle?
Uh-huh.
The lust and thrust?
Oh, well, that's a different one. Mm-hmm. Lust and thrust, huh?
Yes. How about the dirty trombone.
Yes. I do know what that is. We actually discussed that. That was like, yeah.
Okay, well,
That kind of freaked me out a little bit.
like I said, there are many, 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 many sex positions that you can twist your body into. But if you're into trying new things in the bedroom, and
But what is the far out favorite? What is the one that's the most popular? What is the one that's kicking everybody down?
are you trying to ask me for my favorite?
No, I asked for the survey's favorite.
Okay, well, like
I don't really
everything
care
else,
what your favorite is.
we,
Ouch! That was a stinging look.
yeah, okay.
But what is the most popular?
Okay, we all have our favorites. They're different to different people. Maybe
Exactly.
you're a big fan of experimenting and your favorite position is something weird like the cheese grater. Okay.
Okay, what is the cheese grater?
Okay. That's when your girlfriend does a headstand and you rub up against her like a block of cheese, you know?
Because she's up there in a headstand with the blood rushing to her head. Wow, the cheese grater. Huh.
All right, so Lisa,
That's funny.
You're totally vanilla and you don't stray away from the good old missionary, I guess. You know, everybody has their favorites.
You know, I can't even believe that you would even say that. Okay. I can't be on this show and be vanilla. Hello.
That is true.
Yeah, I don't even eat vanilla. I'm all for dark chocolate.
Well,
The darker, the better.
talking about men? Because I like my coffee dark and I love my women even darker. Give me that tan, you know?
It's not about the tan. It's about between the ears. That's the depth we're
Well, that's
talking
where
about.
the tan I'm talking about. The tan. Alrighty. Getting back to our study. You know, I had an ex-girlfriend.
Of course,
You know, and
did.
she would say to me,
Right down to, all about Anthony.
thank you for noticing. She'd say to me, grab it with two hands, close your eyes, and pretend it's me.
Oh, that's why she's an ex, huh?
That didn't last too long.
Yeah,
Let me
I don't
tell you
blame
that
you
right
there.
now. Let me tell you that. And it was more the attitude,
Yeah.
you know, because you could say that and be funny.
You
but,
can say that and be sexy.
Yeah.
But you definitely can't say that and it be okay.
No. So, in order to find out what the most popular sex position in the world is, the fine folks at online health site Dr. Ed surveyed over 2,000 people from the United States, Europe, and the UK, and found that sadly, we're not all that creative when it comes to sex.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, actually, we're kind of boring.
I had a feeling. I think I know what it is anyway.
Alrighty. According to the survey, the most popular sex position
Should
is...
I say it?
No, you're going to get it wrong.
I am?
Well, I don't know. I think you know what?
It's okay if I get it wrong.
Okay.
It's okay if I get it wrong because you'll tell me because you always love to correct me.
No, you're the one that corrects me
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
And when I say all the time, I mean all the time.
Oh, I didn't correct you now.
But you will.
Did I?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to just guess, but I'm not sure. I'm thinking about people. Again, I'm not sure. But I would think that the most popular... Wait, where was this study done from? Because just...
United States, Europe, and the UK.
Okay, well, I definitely know for the United States. And I definitely know for the United States, I know what the most popular would be.
Okay.
Europe and UK, I'm not sure about, but I'm going with doggy style for United States.
You're absolutely right. 35%.
I am?
Yes, absolutely and totally right. Doggy style. 35.
Even for Europe and the UK?
Yep.
Wow.
That is 35% go-to move. Now,
Wow. I really wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But I was thinking definitely for United States. But
yes.
okay.
And, you know, doggy style is kind of awesome.
Oh, it's hot.
Yeah,
You know
okay.
what's great about doggy style? The thing that's like, this is probably why I would say it's the most go-to. First of all, aside from it feeling good and making everything a little bit tighter and feel bigger, that's the one thing. But you can do it in smaller spaces.
Yes. Yes.
You don't need to lay down. You know, you can kind of just do it anywhere.
That's right.
So that's why I was thinking that.
yeah.
It's the busy lifestyle, and so it's an easy, you know, the copy room. You know, it's like an easy place to be.
Okay. After all, the doggy style is a timeless position. And like you said, it feels good. You get a good view.
Well, I don't know about her view, but his is great.
All righty. Okay. The number 2 position.
Yeah. I'm not guessing this one. I'm staying out of this conversation.
All right. The second most popular position.
Okay,
is,
wait. I'm going for. Can I do it?
Yes, go ahead.
You know what? I'm not going to do it.
Do it. You're going to get it right.
I was going honestly for missionary.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
22% of the entire vote was with missionary.
Yeah. Well, the thing about missionary, the lovely part about it, is that you can look into each other's eyes.
That's right.
And you can see each other's expressions. And you can see what's happening. And that's lovely.
What if you make funny faces and you're like, and you're twisting and your eyes cross.
Then your partner gets to see that too. Wow.
Alrighty. So missionary number 2, followed by cowgirl at 19%. And they're all pretty.
Madam Cowboy.
They're all pretty solid positions.
Yes.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, the least popular sex positions are.
I don't know.
Tabletop.
Why?
What, you got to climb up on the table? If you got a chintzy table, it's wobbling all over the place.
Well, if you have a chintzy table, you're not going to climb up on the table because you could hurt yourself.
And maybe that's
But if you
why.
have a nice, sturdy, fabulous country table made of solid oak, there is nothing wrong with that.
Well, I couldn't tell you.
That's a nice table.
Okay. And I think most people wouldn't want to mess their table up.
Okay, but I don't understand why it's the last one.
Well, it's not. These are a few of the least popular.
Okay.
Okay. Another least popular position is in the woods with mosquitoes nearby.
Oh, yeah. Well, there is such thing as using, the mosquito cream.
Yeah, but you're on the
And in the
ground. You got
woods.
twigs.
Well, no, you're not on the
got-
ground. You are literally, that is where you do, the girl is in front and she's bent
so
over.
you're doing the
She's
the
bent
doggy
over.
style in the woods.
Yeah, she's bent over leaning against a tree and he's behind her.
Well, according to the survey, in the woods with the
Right.
mosquitoes nearby, and then there's hardwood floors.
Yeah, they're rough.
And you know what? I imagine the hardwood floors are just like that table.
They're rough too. But you know what? Think about this for just a minute. Again, the hardwood floors. She is standing in front of him, and that's where doggy style comes in because that's the point. That's why doggy style is the most popular because you could do it anywhere. Even if you have hardwood floors, you can lean against that hard table. Those are the reasons that it's doggy style.
You seem to know an awful lot about this stuff.
Just saying. I listen to our show.
All righty. Hardwood floors followed by small cars.
Now, I got nothing. There's a lot you can do anywhere in a tight place, but I got nothing on that.
In my younger days, I borrowed my father's Cadillac with a sunroof. Big bench seat in the front. Put the armrest up, open the sunroof, and if you're with a tall girl,
No problem.
you're good. So, anyway, all that said, it's clear that people are kind of boring and they leave creativity out of the bedroom. Or, they try to keep it safe and they stick to the classics.
Okay.
You can never go wrong with the classics. They are timeless.
They absolutely are, but it's a little bit of fun to be a little adventurous.
That's right. And Elise, I noticed the last couple of weeks, you've been really upset about stuff. You fly off the handle easy. You've even hit me a couple of times. Now, I have to say, you're not violent. You didn't hit me hard. But nevertheless, there is no room for hitting another person.
I completely agree.
Good.
Unless it's a spanking.
Well, okay.
But listen, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
I haven't been upset. I haven't been upset with you, least of all. And I don't feel that I've been reacting in any kind of crazy way.
well,
So maybe it's your imagination.
We're gonna
Are
listen
you
back to some older shows. We're
are
gonna see
you
what
making
happens.
a movie in your head?
Not me. Not me. But okay, so if it's not you,
It must be you.
it must be me. So here are some reasons why you become upset with your partner or your co-host. All right. If you're hurting in a relationship and you're convinced your partner is to blame, stop what you're doing and turn up the radio right now. Turn
Absolutely.
that volume up.
No. I agree with you. When you are upset, when there's something going on, listening to music, especially upbeat music, will help you for that moment. You'll get through it. And then you come down and then you rethink why you were upset. And if you get to that point, if you're still upset, that might mean that you need to have a conversation. But chances are, whatever it is will blow over and you won't be upset anymore. And you can just move forward.
You seem to be pretty good with this.
I do listen to a lot of music.
Okay, that's good. And that does work. What I
Yes.
was talking about is our listeners to stop what they're doing and turn up the volume on their radio while they're listening to us.
Oh.
So,
That would make sense, yeah. I'm just saying, if you're upset about something, listen to some music for a little while so that you can kind of get past it. But all right, let's listen to what you have to say.
okay. Oh, no. I always want to listen to what you have to say. It hurts less. It stings less.
All right,
There's
let's
less
talk.
marks to deal with.
Come on, I don't hit you.
Yes.
Ever. Stop that.
Okay, Elise. Well, this is not for you. This is for our listeners. Okay, if you have a hard time moving on after you had a fight, are you able to kiss and make up, or do you feel you need to keep your distance for a while?
That's interesting. Before we go on, if you do have a hard time moving on after an argument, and if you do feel the need, everybody needs a little bit of distance once in a while. But if you can't really, honestly, just kiss and make up, then you have to really rethink your relationship, I think. Because the truth is, there is nothing that you shouldn't be able to discuss with your partner and nothing that you shouldn't be able to share. And that's true.
All righty.
You know I believe that.
Yes, I do know that you believe that. But, you have the argument and your partner tries to get close again. Do you remain a little bit detached and even withdraw your affection?
See, that's a very important question that you can ask yourself.
I know.
Because if that's something that you do, again, you have to rethink this relationship.
You need to ask yourself that question, and you need to think, does your partner do this?
Yeah.
If there's a part of you or your partner that thinks, I shouldn't give up so easily, after all, I've been upset. They hurt me. And, maybe, you should make your partner or co-host work a little harder to get your full attention again.
See, if you're making somebody that you love work hard to get your attention, if you can't work through it with him or her right there, again, there's a reason for that. And then that's really not their issue. That's yours.
Oh, absolutely. Now, if you've answered yes to any or all of these questions, Elise and I've got news for you. And your partner has nothing to do with it. Or nothing to do with how you feel.
I think that's just what I said.
Of course. Of course it is.
You're so cute.
Of course it is. So, when you're convinced your partner is the cause of your pain, you're almost certainly projecting.
Yes. And when you project, you wholeheartedly believe your problem is one thing, but it actually stems from something else.
That's right. You are
Yeah.
absolutely right. And that is, because I know you know.
It comes from your childhood, your past, disappointments from previous people, previous relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're feeling as if this person that you're with right now is the reason for you being so upset, because he must be or she must be because they're the ones right there with you. But it's really not. Projection keeps us from understanding the actual source of what's actually painful.
I don't know. I like the idea that it's got to be the other person. It ain't me. What else could it be? It's got to be.
Yeah, it's never you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for realizing
Never
that.
you. Never you.
Yes.
Always somebody else. Never you.
All right. At least when you're convinced that your partner is to blame, you're unable to see how your past has contributed to what you feel in the present moment.
That is true. And there's just a lot of underlying issues that you may have, and you're recycling the same negative patterns again and again and again. And until you recognize that and address what's actually happening, you're going to keep repeating the same things. That's, the same issues are going to constantly come up because you're not dealing with it. So until you realize what's actually going on in your life, you're going to keep going through exactly the same thing and go through partner after partner after partner. And you're not going to authentically connect with true love.
Well, how do you seem to know a lot about projecting. How do you know that you're projecting?
Okay, when you're projecting, it's because you know at that point, the first thing is that you're 100% convinced that you are the one that's 100% right and that your partner is definitely the one at fault.
So you might even assume that an intimidating posture, like standing in front of your partner, not letting them walk away, grabbing them by the arm, that's bad, not letting them.
I don't know if that's necessarily
their space.
What righteousness is when you're convinced that you're wrong. I think that sometimes, unfortunately, we do things that we don't necessarily want to do in the heat of the moment.
I do that all the time.
But I think that it's very important when there's a situation, if you have a good, serious, loving relationship and there's a situation that comes up, take the time, just even a few moments, take the time to try and work it out so that it doesn't extend itself into another day, another night, another time period, because it's important to get it worked out. And it should only take a few moments to actually work it out. If it takes longer, then there's a deeper rooted issue. Yeah. Because, if you feel that you've been wronged by just, a minor little disagreement and you feel deeply hurt by that, I mean, there's something deeper going on than just that issue.
Well, sometimes I feel like there's like this elephant of sadness sitting on my chest.
Well, then you're likely projecting something from your past onto your present.
Like what?
It could have been like a parent who let you down, or, something that happened when you were younger and in school. Your friends, another kid got away with something that he did to you or she did to you.
Yeah, I remember since 7th grade, there was this kid that wanted to fight me, and I didn't fight him, and I should have. And to this day, I regret not fighting him. I don't know if this got anything to do, but what you said just brought up that.
Yeah, I understand that. I've had a couple of issues like that. You know what's interesting? If you have ever felt an overwhelming sense of anxiety or panic during an argument, and you have the need to resolve it right there, right now, that is a huge signal that you are likely bringing something from the past, a traumatic event, something that happened a long time ago, into the present moment.
So that's what he was doing there. We were in the locker room. I remember this like it was yesterday. And he said, "Come on, Anthony, let's throw some hands right now." And I said, "Okay." And of course, I'm looking, and now the entire gym class is standing around us, waiting for us to fight. The teacher comes walking in. I wanted to clock him. And I remember saying this. I said, wait a minute, wait. I said, you're not worth it. And I walked away, and I felt like crap. But what was it about him that he had to have this fight right then, right there, right now?
I don't know what it was about him, but because the teacher was right there, obviously nothing happened. But the best thing that you can always do is obviously not fight, not be physical. Turn around and walk away. I know that people will say you're a coward, you're yella, you're this, you're that, and kids would make fun of you. But the reality is that the best thing that you can do is not fight. You don't need to be aggressive that way. That is how you react to something is your karma, and how people react to something is their karma.
Yeah.
And that's the truth about that.
Well, to this very day,
You think about that?
I'm angry that I walked away from that fight. If you're out there, bring it on, dude. You know who you are.
That is hilarious.
Glenn,
That is so funny.
knock you out in one shot.
Yeah, you think so?
I know so.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You want to do that? You want to do that to Glenn?
not really.
I don't think you have time for Glenn.
Yeah. I'm a good man.
How do you know?
I know.
Tell me how.
Well,
I mean, I think you're good, but I mean, what makes you say something like that?
alrighty. If I forget who it was, he said, waste no time arguing about what a good man should be one. Who said that?
Oh, that is true.
Yeah,
That
you
is
know what I'm
true.
talking about? You know that?
Absolutely. Marcus?
We'll look it up. Can you Google that?
Yeah.
Marcus Aurelius? Is that
Aurelius, yeah. I don't know. I don't know exactly who he is.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to talk about me.
Of course we are.
As men, one of our duties is to be gentlemanly to all those that we encounter.
Absolutely.
Don't you agree?
Marcus Aurelius Antonius Augustus. Wow.
That's the guy.
Yeah. He is something else here.
When he's been around a long time. When was he
Oh
born?
my gosh. Yeah, he was, oh God. It says, this is, okay. He was the 16th emperor of the Roman Empire. Jeez. Wow.
So was he a good emperor?
I do not know very much about him. His name was Marcus Aeneas Versus, and that was his name at birth, or upon the death of his father and adoption by his grandfather, or upon coming of age. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff going on here. He was the last of the so-called 5 good emperors.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and during his reign, the Roman Empire defeated a revitalized Parthian Empire in the east. Wow. Amazing stuff.
So a good
A lot
man.
of stuff here, yeah.
Okay.
Because that's what they're saying.
So
And he had this whole thing about writings. He wrote meditations in Greek. Yeah. For his own guidance and self-improvement. How about that? And he titled his work simply, To Myself. He had a very logical mind, and his notes were representative of Stoic philosophy and spirituality. Very nice.
very cool.
Yeah, I'll look up some of his stuff for us.
Yeah, let's do that. I'd like to read that book.
Okay.
Not in Greek, of course, in English.
Really?
But,
Well, if you want to read it in Greek, you can just get our friend Popey, and she'll help you.
she'll read it to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind her.
Anthony,
reading.
yes, I'll read to you.
Honey, get into bed. I'll cover you. I'll read you a bedtime story, honey.
Oh God.
Alrighty. So, that's worth repeating. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one.
That's it. End of story there. Just be one.
And most...
And you know what that means?
What?
I'm asking you. Do you know what that means? What does it mean to be a good man?
Well, you don't... Literally... Don't argue on who says this and who says that. Be
do it.
everything that you think a good man should be.
So, like, in other words, don't dream it, be it.
Oh.
Rocky Horror. Had to.
I would say most people agree that a good man encompasses certain behavioral traits and throughout the duration of his relationship.
Yes, and that would lead to what your next question should be.
Yeah.
What character traits make up a good man?
He makes you feel beautiful inside and out.
That is the truth.
That's
A
right.
good man won't forget about making you feel beautiful. A good man will be consistent in that. That means that he'll make you feel beautiful all the time. I mean, there are times when you're going to have a fight or an argument, a disagreement, whatever it is. But for the most part, within his heart and yours, you'll know and he'll know that you're beautiful.
That's true. And a good man will always possess a strong and unshakable character. You know, the man is inspirational in his words.
And deeds.
Yeah. The 4 agreements.
Absolutely.
Be impeccable with your words.
Yes.
This is part of who wrote the 4 agreements?
Don Ruiz Miguel.
Yeah. So, a good man.
Don Miguel Ruiz. You know, I'm like confused right now. But a good man will inspire a woman to be the best version of herself.
Oh, yeah.
And that means she shouldn't be fearful
That's
when
right.
she's with him. She shouldn't feel uncomfortable.
Or violent when she doesn't agree what her co-host talks about.
Oh, stop it. But that means that if he's making her feel good, that she shouldn't feel uncomfortable when she's with him.
Okay. So, in other words, he understands the importance of being supportive and accommodating her needs.
Absolutely. And vice versa.
Oh, yeah, it goes both ways.
Absolutely.
And
A good man never really gives himself too much credit. He doesn't have an ego. That's a good man. He
I'm out.
knows how to be humble and show humility.
I'm out again.
Okay? He doesn't give himself too much credit.
Strike 3.
Instead, a good man prides himself on becoming better and wants to be the best version of himself.
That's right. That's right.
Now, this is a really big thing, I think. A good
As a
man,
woman?
yes, as a woman, a good man will make you feel safe and secure. That is a vital component for any woman in her relationship. That is huge. If you don't feel safe and secure in your relationship, that's where issues arise.
That's right.
That is true.
A good man will always stand up and defend his lady.
But beyond defending her, a good man will be consistent with her and let her know that her relationship with him is secure and that he won't stray.
But what if she's wrong about, if he's always standing by her and she's wrong about something but believes she's right and you don't agree, then what?
You discuss it. That's where you can discuss something. Not everybody, if you have a disagreement, only one person can actually be right. If there's a disagreement, but that's an opinion. So you have to come to a common bond. There's a commonality there. And you have to come up with a way to work through that. And that's where, it's not that important who's right or wrong.
It's not a difference of right and wrong. It's a difference of your opinion, my opinion.
Exactly. But the most important thing is that it doesn't really matter if you're right or wrong. What matters is if you're kind to each other.
To be kind is better than to be right.
Always.
Now, for me, I always think of the little things, holding the door open, pulling out the chair. If you got kids, you feed the kids, you clean them up. I think those are all trademarks of a good man doing little things.
I completely agree. Those are very, very important.
I have a little story that I discussed with one of our favorite guests, Andy Scrimmager.
Our personal Santa?
Yes. I had a conversation with him, and we were talking about why women will get upset with their men. And for instance, we spoke about a lady asks, "Honey, would you take out the trash? Don't forget." "Okay, honey, right after the game." "Okay, sweetie." The game is over. He doesn't take out the trash. "Honey, did you clean out the garage yet? I can't get anything else in there." "Oh, sure, babe. I'm playing a little softball with the guys. I'll do it after the game, okay?" "All right, honey." He comes home. "Honey, you going to clean out the garage?" "No, I'm tired. That was a hard softball game." "Oh, okay." "Oh, honey, I needed that box moved in the basement. It's too heavy. I can't lift it. Okay, honey, I'm playing this video game. As soon as I'm done the video game, I'll do it. And of course, he doesn't. Mm-hmm. And she is mad at him. Mm-hmm. Why is she so mad?
Because he lied.
You're absolutely right. It wasn't that he didn't take out the trash. It wasn't that he didn't move the box. It wasn't that he cleaned out whatever it was he was supposed to clean out. And he didn't. It was he said he would do it.
And he didn't keep his word.
He didn't keep his word.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
It's really important.
It really is important. And
your word is your bond. Your word shows a lot about your character. And the thing is that in a relationship, you have boundaries and you have all kinds of bonding moments with your partner. One of the things that's crucial to your relationship is that you keep your word with each other, no matter what it is. Everybody can have a different kind of relationship. A lot of relationships, can be open, not open. There could be other people involved. As long as the two people involved in the relationship have an openness with them and an honesty with them. Very, very simply, honey, would you take out the trash? I absolutely will get to it as soon as I can. Not I'm going to take it out at this particular time, but I will get to it as soon as I can, but I will get to it. Okay. Honey, will you clean out the garage? Absolutely, I'll clean out the garage. I don't know exactly when I'm going to have time, but I will work that out and we will come up with a solution. We will do it together. Honey, could you move that box? I can't move it. It's a little too heavy for me. I am so tired. I will absolutely get to it as soon as I can, but I can't do it right now. Those are different ways of expressing yourself and saying things.
And what I do with my lady, and she's wonderful. You know her. And
yeah, I know her. And yeah, she's wonderful.
So when she says to me, hey, Anthony, do we have any cream soda left? I jump up immediately and I go and look for a cream soda and bring it to her with a sippy straw. Right away. If she says, did you remember to take the trash out? Oh, no. I get up immediately. I stop what I'm doing and take the trash out because I will forget. And she does so much for me, so lovingly and with ease and with joy, that whatever she asks me to do, I stop what I'm doing and I do it immediately. And every night she says, did you take your medicine? And I say no. She says, well, take your medicine. I says, no, I don't want to. No.
Because I'm 5 and I don't want to take my medicine right now.
What's the matter with you? Take your medicine. No, I'm doing this on purpose. No, I don't need it anymore. I'm fine. They're just making me take this and I don't want it. She gets up. She gets a glass of water
and she gets your
brings
medicine
it, and she
force
stands in front of
feeds
me.
you
She
the
says,
medicine.
take it. And I go, no, I don't want to.
Ay. All right. Can we get back to this, please?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
So, if you're going to be a good man, you got to have a good woman.
Another thing that's very, very, very important is that, for men especially, and women, for anybody in a relationship, is that you're honest and forthcoming. A good man will not lie, cheat, or steal, especially to the person he loves the most in the world. Mm-hmm. A good man should not feel any hesitation in telling it like it is.
What about if he has a bad day?
He could have a bad day. You could have a bad day. But, the reality is that sometimes you just have to just be honest, even if it hurts. That's the most important thing. Even if it hurts, just understand that honesty is always the best policy. There's no reason to lie.
What I've told people in my chair when we talk about relationships and, if you have a good man or not, he will never be abusive toward you or anybody else.
I would agree with that. You didn't make a comment on the lying and cheating and stealing.
Well, I am Italian. That's part of our nature. We do it because we love.
All right, on to abuse.
See, you lie because you don't want the cops to pinch you. You cheat because, hey, everybody's got a gumar. And what was the other one?
Steal.
You steal because you could resell it and make a profit.
Hey, all right, Tony Soprano.
It's the
I got
Italian
it.
way. It's the Italian way.
All righty.
And you're right. Tony Soprano said that.
We hit because we love.
That's it. Ow!
I love you.
I love you too, but I ain't hitting you.
You better not.
But anyway, like he's a good man is never going to be physically, mentally, or emotionally abusive to his partner or his co-host.
Ever.
Okay. A good man is going to use the strength of his character and his intellect to resolve any conflicts. Now, what I think that you should do is, if you don't know a guy well, let's say you go out to dinner, or you go to a little pub, or you go to a diner.
Or a coffee house. See how he treats the waitress.
Yes.
Very, very telling.
Oh, yes. Go into that in depth if you like, because that's exactly what I was going to say.
When you're out and you see how the man that you're with interacts with other people, that's very important. That shows character. When he's abusive or not nice or not kind to somebody who's serving him, there you have his character. That's how his character will be always. There's no change in that. That's his character.
Yeah, you might even notice if, let's say you're on the boardwalk, there's always, like Atlantic City especially, there's always some bums or some guitar players or drummers on the boardwalk with their case open. Is he going to put $1 in the case, or is he going to say something degrading to, let's say, the war vet who's trying to make ends meet by holding his hat out so you could put your change in his hat? I mean, after all, you just blew, a couple of $100 in the casino, and you can't give $1 to somebody in need. Now, I'm not saying support a drug habit or an alcoholic. I'm just saying help somebody in need.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I can't help myself with that. I have to help people. It's just what I do.
Yeah, that's your nature. You help everybody.
Another wonderful, wonderful trait and a great characteristic of a good man is that he would stand by you wholeheartedly. He will love you and express his love to you. And it will last, no matter what, no circumstance at all. He should always be there for you. He will never neglect you. That is so great.
That's right. You can trust him. And a good man understands that trust, like love, it can't be forced.
It has to be earned.
Yeah.
And that's something that is huge, because if you have an issue and you're in a relationship and you have an issue with trust, there's a reason for that. So really dig deep with that before you go further, because that's a very important thing.
And men, put your lady first in every circumstance. Every. And
here's the thing. That doesn't mean that he needs to keel over and appease to every one of your whims. It's not like that.
Yeah, that's nauseating, guys.
Don't abuse that. Don't abuse him. Because if he's there for you when it counts, that's what's important. He'll be selfless with you, because that's a good characteristic. If he's selfish, that's not a good characteristic. But don't abuse that, and don't use that. Be there for him the same way, and don't expect that he's on your strings and that you can dance him like a puppet, because that's not a good thing either.
Oh, no. Wow. At least that was deep.
That was really deep.
Wow. All right, Elise, since we're on this intellectual journey, let's continue it.
Okay.
Alrighty. you also need physical touch.
Absolutely.
And you need it every day.
All the time. Absolutely.
You know, we use our sense of vision and hearing more than we do our sense of touch.
Touch is key. It's key to everything. I mean, to feel somebody physically touch you, that closeness, that bond, that's just, it gives you a sense of connection.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
With people, with our environment, with everything.
Absolutely. You know, children require a loving touch in order to develop socially and physically. You know,
Yeah, that's you know, especially, you know, when a baby is born, that mother bonding moment with the baby. I mean, you want the father to bond and other people to bond as well,
But it's always with the mother
But the
first.
mother is bonding with the baby. The baby is coming from inside her.
That's right.
And that kind of bonding, you can't get, you cannot deprive a child and expect the child to be normal.
Right. That depriving that child of a loving touch, that's really neglectful.
That is.
And
because you need human touch. You need it.
Psychologist Harry Harlow, remember his famous study about the
baby monkeys. Yeah.
Tell us that story.
Those baby monkeys were deprived of food and touch of their mother, and then had the choice of food or touch. The poor, lonely baby monkeys chose touch over food.
Wow.
Yeah, and humans are no different in our need for touch. Bonding, touching, closeness like that, it's key to living. It's imperative.
You know, I
our
actually saw tape on that experiment.
That's amazing.
And those monkeys were put in steel cages cold steel cages shaped like the monkeys.
You know, it's awful. That
You
is
should
just making me
see
sick.
their eyes. I cried.
Yeah, sadness.
Sadness. Absolute sadness.
Yeah, it's so imperative
Yeah.
to bond and touch each other.
If you Google this experiment,
I can't watch that.
it will change the way you think about a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, and there's been a lot of technological advances that are now enabling people to, at a distance, to experience the touch of a loved one. And then they can do it over the internet.
Through the internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
What's it called? It's
They make this possible through haptic feedback connections.
okay. What the hell is
And
that?
The receiver wears a device that mimics sensations on the skin. So when the message sender starts a haptic conversation, the receiver can feel the touch from the sender with the help of the device that they're wearing.
Now, can you put this device anywhere on your body? I'm just curious.
You are a dirty man.
No,
You
no.
are a dirty, nasty man. You're mine, my gosh.
Well, but I don't think those haptic devices, they're not available right now, are they?
Well, they're not that common yet, and you need to find a willing friend or partner to let you enjoy their physical touch. And I'm sure they might be pretty costly too.
Well, I'm not worried about that. Ladies,
I'm just saying other
if you
people
would
could
like
be.
to volunteer to be
my gosh.
my haptic partner.
Haptic. Get the word
partner,
right.
And
Oh, you get plenty of touch. Don't let them fool you.
I will give you a $50 gift certificate.
Oh, is that all? Are you
Just-
kidding? I
Just
got one better.
Email us now and say,
You email
I want
us.
to touch
No.
Vincent.
I got this. Haptic Touch AV. And you're going to email that to trendradio920@gmail.com. And whoever sends that to me, I will give you a $250 gift certificate to Anthony Vincent Salon.
Yeah, it's worth it, but it's worth it. But I don't trust her. I know her haptic system is going to be a string and 2 paper cups, and that's what she's going to wrap around.
I have
me.
news
I know it.
for you. He'd like that a lot.
A string and 2 paper cups.
You'd love it. So anyway, let's talk
Okay.
about physical touch.
Oh, okay.
You need it every day to communicate.
That's right.
Because as a human being, we're social. And touch is a natural part of how we communicate with each other.
That's right. touch is usually used to communicate a shared meaning between two people.
Absolutely.
Like if I touch you this way, it's, oh, hello. If I touch you that way, how you doing? If I touch you this way, it's,
Ooh, baby.
how you doing? How you doing? So you see, there are many different kinds of touch.
Many different ways.
That's right.
But you absolutely need it. You need physical touch every day.
That's right. That sense of touch gives us our emotions.
Yes, it does.
So
Yes.
So think about that great date that you might go on, and if you spent the entire time smiling and having a great conversation, but there was absolutely zero attempt at
Zilch.
touching your knee, your hand, your arm, well, I guess it wouldn't go so well.
No, because touch tells you that you're liked. Touch tells you that there's a comfort zone. Touch tells you that there could be more touching.
Mm-hmm. There was some research done in the journal Virtual Reality, and that was a study of the future of human touch. Say, a short touch by another person can elicit strong emotional experiences, from a comforting experience of being touched by one's spouse to the experience of anxiety when touched by a stranger.
And that is huge. I mean, sometimes if you're touched by a stranger, you could actually be a little uncomfortable, a little scared, nervous, or excited. There's a whole bunch of different things there.
Yeah, I have never had a massage, or been to a masseuse or a masseur, because I do not like being touched by a stranger.
Interesting.
I love it when people I love or love me touch me or hug me. I have no issues there, but I will not go to a stranger and,
Yeah.
have them run almond oil all over my body.
Not everybody's into that.
Well, if you're into it or you're not, it doesn't matter. All I can say is you're listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. If you want more, go right to our website, 920thejersey.com, click on demand, and scroll directly to us.
And get the lowdown on getting down. Tune into your bad boy inside you.
Or your bad girl.
Listen each week. We always have something sexy to say. Got questions? Email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
Remember, your smile is your logo, your personality, well, that's your business card.
But how you make people feel? Well, that becomes your trademark.
And I am Anthony Vincent.
And I am Elise.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.